Good morning, SA wine lovers, and welcome to the Save SA Wine live stream. It's Monday morning, it's a new week in the Winelands, and things are exciting. We're looking at our featured vineyard of the day today, and it's Bosman Family Wines. Bosman Family Wines is a vineyard located in Wellington, and this is an eighth generation winery. 8 generations of Bosmans have been farming at this farm, and very interesting story. But before I tell you more about them, just this is part of our 1660 campaign, where we are featuring one producer a day for 60 days, starting at the 30th of August until the 28th of October. And we would love it if you would support these wineries. And you know, if you can buy some of their wine, that would be fantastic. If you can share some of these social media posts on your social media, that would also be fantastic. Like I said, Bosman Family Vineyards is an 8th generation family-owned business, um, and their mission is to be a leading ethical producer of premium wines in South Africa and internationally. And they have a family business, a family motto that believes in sustainable legacy for generations to come by investing in the progress for better future for all of the employees by following their passions of doing what they love on the land they love. A fantastic story. Go check out their website, bosmanwines.com. That's bosmanwines.com. And it would be great if you can give them a bit of support. Like I said, we this is part of our 1660 campaign. Please, when you share these social media posts, use the hashtag 1660, use the hashtag SaveSAWine, and use the hashtag Drink South African. Our website is savesawine.co.za, and please go there. You'll see there's a producer calendar. You can see which producer is featured next. It's savesawine.co.za/60 in 60. And if you could please go to Instagram, like us on Instagram, follow us on Instagram, and please leave a comment. These all help. It's instagram.com/savesawine.co.za. And then again, back, if you are featured producer of the day, Bosman Family Vineyards, the website, bosmanwines.com. We'd love you to go there, go learn about more about them, and to support this winery wherever you can. Then the next thing we really want to say is we need to get, it's time for action. We need to get visitors to the winelands. The picture you see now is the Devon Valley Hotel, nestled in the picturesque Devon Valley, just 6 kilometers outside of Stellenbosch. Perfect place for an overnight stay. And the Winelands is obviously the perfect place for a December holiday. Um, we've made a video called COVID-19, a warning and a wake-up call for for the South African wine tourism industry. And we believe that we're going to have unfortunately, an arid tourism winter, tourism summer. We're not going to have a lot of international tourists the way the COVID thing is developing. And we probably will miss out on this season. So our wineries and everyone should be focusing on local tourism. We've created a list on our website, bit.ly/visit Winelands, where you can go see what is on offer currently. And also, this is an invitation for our local businesses to come and list their business for free. Then a huge thank you to our sponsor. Our sponsor is the Fishwives Club. They make these live streams possible, and they have running a giveaway at the moment. You can win 24 of their fantastic cans. These are going to be launched in October, and entry is free. All you need to do is go to Fishwives Club cangiveaway.gr8.com. That's Fishwives Club cangiveaway.gr8.com. Enter your email address, and you could be a winner of one of the fantastic 24 of their fantastic canned wines. So that is a case of that. So that's wonderful. A great way for you to get more exposure for your restaurant, your wine, your accommodation, your Winelands experience, or your Winelands business is to use one of your premium service offerings. We do realize that times are tough, and to give a helping hand to our wineries, we've decided to give away a 500 Rand credit to every Winelands business that contact us to kickstart your promotion for summer. You can claim yours by emailing us with your business details as visitthewinelands@gmail.com, and you will be able to redeem this on our media store, where you'll be able to kickstart your promotion for summer. Then also a part of our program is our podcasting program. We've got a featured podcast on every live stream. If you guys want to be, if you're a Winelands business and you want to be featured in a podcast, contact us at visitthewinelands@gmail.com, and we can arrange an interview. It's a great way to get some exposure for your business. Our podcasts are on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram TV, on excuse me, on Google Podcast, on Apple Podcast, and also on Spotify. Our featured podcast for today is Melisset Vineyards. Melisset Vineyards was created by the Richardson's family in 1996 from the original farm Dekkers Vlei, which was established in 1693. It's located near Paarl, in the heart of South Africa's famous winelands, just 45 minutes from Cape Town. This vineyard enjoys a spectacular position under the dramatic Klein Drakenstein Mountains, together with panoramic views of Paarl and its famous granite domes. Also, you will learn more about the famous white pinotage, but I'm not going to give anything away. The interview was with Giselle Coetzee. She is the sales and marketing manager at Melisset Vineyards. And now please listen to the podcast. Welcome to About the Winelands. In this show, we will be chatting to leaders, influencers, wine producers, restaurants, and other role players. Tune in every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday for your latest episodes. You will find us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram TV, Spotify, Apple Podcast, and Google Podcast. Hi everyone, and welcome back to About the Winelands. Today we are talking to Giselle Coetzee. Giselle is the Sales and Marketing Manager, as well as the winemaker at Melissat Vineyards. Hi, Giselle.
Hi, Will. Thank you very much. It's nice to chat with you.
It's our pleasure. Tell me, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you became involved in the wine industry?
Yes, well, I was born in Johannesburg, quite away from the winelands, but we always had wine in the house, and you kind of get curious about how wine is made, and we always came to the Cape for holidays. And when the Cape Doctor blew, we ended up at wineries tasting wine. And in those days, a lot of the winemakers and owners of the farms used to present the tastings. And this was so wonderful. And I loved the whole vibe about the industry. So eventually I started doing some wine courses in Johannesburg. And every holiday I spent in the Cape. And I completed my Cape Wine Academy Diploma too in those days. I didn't have the WSET courses then. I met my husband and we moved to Germany, and I became a wine consultant in Germany. And that really opened the world of wine to me. I was working in this wonderful shop, and we had over 1,200 different wines from all over the world. And my manager in those days said, you can't sell a wine unless you know how it tastes. So we did quite a bit of tasting from everything, from white, rosé, bubbly, reds, anything. But eventually I came back to South Africa, and I met a winemaker that invited me to come and harvest for a couple of days. And then I decided, well, this is what I want to do. I want to make wine. I don't just want to drink it. And I enrolled at Elsenburg, and I completed my studies in 2013. And since then, I've been loving what I'm doing, making wine, and then obviously selling wine, and also doing the marketing side.
Wow, what a story. That's so interesting. So, can you tell us a little bit of the history of Melissat Vineyards?
Yes, Melissat Vineyards is a boutique winery in Paarl. It's situated close to the Huguenot Tunnel, so it's the other side of Paarl town. And the farm dates back to 1693, so the original Dekkers Vlei farm. And the current owner, Stephen Richardson, bought the farm in 1997, and he started making wine in 1999. In those days, the farm only grew Chenin Blanc, which was delivered to one of the co-ops here in Paarl. And he then decided, no, I don't want to just make white wine. So he started replanting, and he kept the oldest two blocks of Chenin Blanc. The farm is not that big. It's about 13 hectares, and we've got 8 hectares under vine, and then we also have guava orchards. So Stephen, he is a farmer. He's got a farm in the UK, but he doesn't grow grapes there. He grows barley, wheat, and sugar beet. But he's very passionate about wine, so he decided now he needs to purchase a farm where he can actually make some wine. And that is how he ended up in South Africa.
Oh, what a nice story. So you guys are part of the Paarl wine route, so welcoming visitors to your farm. So what can a guest experience when visiting Melissat?
Well, we are very small, so firstly, when people visit our farm, they may see Stephen or myself or one of the other guys working in the cellar there. And when we're all busy, all of us has a turn to be in the tasting room and present our wine. So we're very proud to be passionate and very personal about our wine tasting, and we want people to experience our passion. So when we do our wine tastings, there's always stories to tell about a wine, where it comes from, why we make a wine in a specific style. We also have Cemetery of Forgotten Wines, which is a bizarre collection of old wines from all over the world and from South Africa that people can view in our underground cellar. And then we also have a couple of food offerings. So people can really just spend the day there in the beautiful farm looking at our mountains.
Wow, that sounds awesome. So, your wines that you're producing, can you tell us a little bit more about that, and also your own winemaking philosophy?
Well, Melasat is famous for our white pinotage. We were the first in the world to make a white pinotage in 2007. And so people come from far afield to come and taste the wine because first they can't believe that there is a white pinotage on the market. So we like to experiment. We do things slightly different to other farms. And we produce also, apart from the white pinotage, Cabernet Sauvignon. We've got Tempranillo, Viognier, then also Chardonnay, and then an unwooded white blend. We've got a wonderful red blend, and also a Shiraz and a Shiraz Rosé. So our range of wines are quite big for a small winery, but you cover basically all tastes in wine. Our philosophy is that we like to make wines that reflect the terroir of our area. So Paarl is quite a warm area. We've got granite soils. So there was attention to detail when we chose the rootstock and the clones for our vineyards. And we want the terroir to show in our wine, and you can actually taste that. We also, our wine style is European. It's not New World. Stephen, because he grew up on European wines, he always wanted to make wines that can age a bit longer. And our wood component is never too much. That doesn't overpower our wine. It must just add a little bit of elegance and complexity to our wine.
So that's so interesting. So, especially the story about the white pinotage, where did this idea come from?
Well, the white pinotage, we made it, well, Stephen made the first barrel in 2007. And in the late 1990s, early 2000s, red pinotage was hammered in Europe, especially in Britain, for having rubbery and acetone flavors. And I think our South African palates were just used to those flavors, and we thought, well, that is what pinotage is about. But the British wine connoisseurs said, no, that is a wine fault. And a lot of research was done on that, and it is actually a winemaking fault. But Stephen's train of thought was in those days, well, those flavors are on the skins of the grapes. So if I eliminate the skin, let's see what happens. So he made the one barrel and he sold it at a wine show in Joburg, the content of that barrel. So thought, well, maybe there's a market for this. And then slowly he increased the production. And since 2012, we haven't produced red pinotage.
What an amazing story. So, where are your wines sold? Mostly in South Africa, I presume, or are you exporting?
Both really. Locally, our wines are available in more specialist wine shops. We also, it's also available in the Eastern Cape, where we're doing quite well with our wine. Also in Gauteng. And then we're not really in big supermarkets because our production is too small. We produce about 40,000 bottles a year, so that has to cover our local market and exports. And our exports are mainly to Europe, so we're looking at Germany. We just sent a shipment during lockdown to the Netherlands, which safely arrived earlier this week, and then to Denmark, and then also the UK. Then a little bit to the US, and we've also exported to Argentina.
Wow, that's quite interesting. Exporting to Argentina. I didn't expect that.
Yes,
Yeah, actually, the first winery I've spoken to that's actually mentioned that, so that's quite something for the books. So you mentioned
yes,
a little bit about the. Sorry, did you want to say something about the Argentina
yes.
stuff?
Yeah, that was an interesting one because from there our wines eventually ended up in Peru as well. So we've been in touch with some sommeliers and wine shops in South America because of that one export to Argentina, the original one.
I quickly want to share something exciting. I have heard via the grapevine that the Fishwives Club will be launching a new lifestyle club soon. If you have not heard of the Fishwives Club yet, just know that you are probably missing out on the sexiest wine label out there. To stay in the loop, please quickly go and follow them on Instagram. The Instagram handle is at the Fishwives Club Lifestyle. Let me repeat that, at the Fishwives Club Lifestyle. Now, on with the show. So you mentioned the lockdown, and we know that the coronavirus has forced almost everyone to rethink their business models. Do you guys have any changes or any new ideas in place?
Well, this this whole lockdown influenced everyone, and um, the first couple of days was quite a. You feel like you're in a maze and you can't get out of there because you make a plan and you start working on it, and then things change. So one thing that we've learned is that you have to be able to adapt quite fast, and that how important relationships are. And we were lucky that we started selling direct to customer. That's a new avenue that we explored beginning of the year. And that really worked for us during this. So a lot of people were ordering online. Um, Also, how it's different communicating with your customers in a digital way. So now you have to really rely on social media to get your message across. People can't taste your wine, so you have to kind of tell a story um, and make it a little bit visual. So we developed a social media plan, which was kind of in the pipeline, but we had to put it together quite fast to just reach our customers all over the place. And the other important thing is your relationships with your suppliers, your production team, your staff, everybody down the line. You need to keep in touch, and um, you need to be kind of positive about it, not negative. And it just it actually developed quite a few relationships, which was nice for us.
That's quite interesting. So do you think that social media is going to become more important going forward for your marketing?
It will, yes. Because we're such a small team, we have to be able to do everything. And because we couldn't get people to the farm, our tasting room manager, Alzan, um, she used to do a little bit of our social media, but now she's just doing social media. And it's not just posting um, doing normal posts on Twitter and Facebook. It was also putting videos together and making it more interesting. And our fellowship on those social media platforms really grew over the last 8 weeks, which we are very happy about. So we gained a lot of new followers, and people actually ordered wine. So that was very positive for us.
That is awesome. I see you also have a wine club. So can you tell us a little bit more about the wine club?
Yes, the wine club started about 2013, and it is expanding at the moment, and it's nice that people join. And it's quite easy. People can join, and they only have to buy 24 bottles a year. But we also have a wine club day. So if people order the allocated amount of wines, we invite them to that to the farm, and basically we entertain our clients where we will launch new wines, and they will get access to some of the experimental wines, which is not for sale in the trade. So we try to keep it very interesting for the wine club. And we've got quite a few members all over the country. It's not just here in the Western Cape. So in future, because of now all of this as well, we were thinking to not just having an open day at the farm, but also do it in the various provinces where we can invite our wine club members to come and join us and meet us and taste some new wine.
I think that's a clever idea, because I think the local market for everybody is going to become so much more important with possible tourist restrictions as well.
Yes, and apart from that, because I travel quite a lot, and Stephen as well, the owner, we go to these areas so they can come and basically meet the winemaking team. And it's not just a marketing person or a local agent that comes and do the wine tastings. It's actually some people from the farm, which I found over the years actually works quite well to promote your product, not just to rely on your local agent or representative.
Yeah, I think that personal touch, Matt, you know, for every brand, just are starting to matter so much more, you know, in our modern day, and especially now that people are, like you said, things like social media, to actually engage with your customers is becoming an art.
It is, and it's becoming more difficult because there's so much competition out there. Every winery wants to get their wine on a shelf or in somebody's home. So the personal touch really means something to the clients, especially when they're far away.
Yes. So, Giselle, your wine journey, what is the most important thing that you've learned?
Well, through the years, it's for me from a winemaking side is to understand your terroir, because we want to make wine that actually speak from the area. It must be very distinct, and it takes years to know your area and your parcels in your vineyards. So it's an ongoing learning curve, really, and it's a wonderful journey just to learn about that. And in our area, we've noticed with a couple of farms in the area that there's a very specific flavor profile where we are, which is totally different to the other side of Paarl. The other thing that is always also important for me is the relationships that you build over the years. Doesn't matter who you talk with. The wine industry is actually a very positive industry, and people are always willing to help and share ideas. And especially like a difficult harvest, you can speak to other winemakers and they will share their ideas and how they solve their problems. And that is very important. And it's a wonderful journey that in itself.
Yeah, I agree with you. The one thing I've learned by interviewing a lot of winemakers and people in the industry over the last few weeks is that the wine industry seems to be extremely collaborative. People are not shy to work together and to take hands.
Yes, that is one of the reasons why I really wanted to get into the wine industry. My first harvest that I did was a famous winemaker. I'm sure I can mention his name.
Yes, please do.
I met David Nieuwoud from Cederberg many years ago, and one day I got a call and he said to me, he's looking for a female winemaker to just come and help during the harvest for a couple of days. And I said, yes, I'll definitely be there. And that just was amazing, that somebody would actually share that information and not be shy to bring people that he doesn't know from anywhere into his cellar and to come and help to make wine. And that is how I would like to be. You need to share, you need to educate people on wine and help one another, because this is what it's about and this is how we will succeed.
So, are you finding that young people are, the younger generation, are interested in wine and the industry?
Yes, not as much as when I was younger. But there's a lot of young people that will come and talk and say, what is it like? What is the industry like? Is there a future in the industry? But I find that young people are probably a little bit more careful in what they drink. I mean, the whole trend is changing. So it means that we also have to adapt to what the young people are looking for and what they are drinking. But from a job perspective in the wine industry, it's very diverse. You don't necessarily have to make wine. You can be in marketing. You can be in one of the other industries that supplies the wine industry, like barrel suppliers, like suppliers that supply all the products for winemaking, yeast, and all those things. It's very interesting. So you don't have to physically get dirty and work these long hours during harvesting. And I don't think people understand this actual size of the wine industry.
I think that's very, very true. So the question I asked to everyone is to actually give us a wine quote. So can you give us your own wine quote or your favorite wine quote?
There's one that has been in our tasting room now for many years, and it's not a philosophical one. It's a little bit more like a joke, but I love that. It says, "Of course, size matters. Nobody wants a small glass of wine." And in these days, I think now that we can drink wine again, it's very important to have a nice glass of wine, but drinking responsibly.
That's an awesome quote. I love it.
Thank you.
It's been such a pleasure talking to you and interesting. So thank you very, very much to spend the time. If people are looking for you guys, how do they find you?
Well, on our website, people can visit our website. The website is www.melasat.com. And the directions are on there. Our email is on there. They can phone us, they can email us on social media. So we're on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And our tasting room is open, well, under normal circumstances, 7 days a week. And we welcome everybody to come and visit us and experience our personal and passionate attention. We're a small team, and you'll probably see Stephen or myself there. And yeah, I would love to see everybody out there.
That's awesome. And at the moment, your online shop is open for business, right?
Yes, people can go to our website or sell it direct.
Okay, that's awesome. Giselle, it's been such a pleasure talking to you. Thank you very, very much for spending the time. I know you're busy, and I'm sure people will appreciate the information. Thank you so much.
No, thank you, Will. I appreciate chatting with you. It was very nice chatting to you, and I hope to see you at the farm soon.
Absolutely. Thank you for supporting our show. If you would like to get more exposure for your business, please have a look at our sponsorship options. Thanks again for supporting About the Winelands. Please follow us on YouTube and on our social media channels. All details and links are in the description.